Hello and welcome to this demonstration of ARC's MIRA Study Workbooks. If you didn't know, MIRA is short for ARC's Market Intelligence and Rapid Analysis tool, and this is delivered to our clients in two formats. This would be online as a hosted service or as an Excel workbook available for purchase with our global market research studies. Now, both formats provide you the capability to analyze and perform what-if scenarios on the marketplace you're interested in, as well as view competitive data. And this analysis is based on standard Microsoft Excel tools, and ARC provides you with some pre-configured analytics screens to get you up and running quickly if you'd like. Now, one key benefit to the study workbook that we're focusing on today is that it includes our study data in raw format, and this allows you to quickly and easily import this data into your own relational database, whether that's Microsoft Access or some kind of SQL database. And this allows you to use your own analytical or business intelligence tools if you so desire. So let's go ahead and take a look at the study workbook. Let's see, these first couple of screens are essentially just give you some information about the workbook, what's contained in it, and some information. So I won't spend too much time on those. The Contents tab puts forth some of the basic assumptions and definitions that are in play and describes both the data tabs that we're going to be looking at and some of the visualization sheets within the workbook. Another powerful tool that we've put in force here is the ability to select the currency that you want to work in. By default, it's the US dollar, but there are a number of common currencies worldwide that we allow you to switch to. In addition to the more commonly viewed euro and Japanese yen, we have currencies from places like South Africa, Russia, Brazil, and Australia. But let me click on a currency, and let's just to demonstrate what happens, go to Thailand, and you can see the impact of currency exchange rates on the growth of a particular market. Now, I'd also want to call your attention to on each screen there's a tips box, which gives you some helpful hints on how you should use each individual tab. So if there's ever any question or confusion, you can refer to this tips box if you need to. Let's switch back to the dollar, and we'll move on to the next tab, which would be the competition tab. And this essentially allows you to view the market, landscape for the marketplace, essentially market shares. Now we can visualize the entire market, or using these slicer boxes above, we can further refine our view to an industry view, or look at the market shares of an individual industry. Now, looking at the Trends tab, this allows us to visualize both historical and the expected forecast growth for a given marketplace. And as with the Competition tab, you're able to use the slicers to further refine a given segment and individual items within a segment. So you can compare how a particular area is growing, and then how just an individual technology or individual industry might be growing. Then you can, of course, cut and paste these charts into a PowerPoint or Word document report as desired. Our next tab is the Cages tab, and this shows the compound annual growth rates for the historical cager and for 5 years back, and the forecast cager for 5 years forward. That's in each case gives you a sort of a graphical indicator as well as the numerical indicator of growth. And as with the other tabs, we can further refine our view to individual segments, and within each segment, an individual category, should we just want to visualize that. Now, to look at how the market changed each year, year over year, we go to the year over year changes tab, and that shows you growth from each year historically and going forward. So individual growth rates for each year can be useful for building a trend line if you'd like to. And again, we can look at individual tabs. And to remove a filter, simply hit on the clear filter icon. Now, ARC is also provided in our trend line a linear trend, allowing you to visualize sort of how what kind of track this market is taking, across historically and in the future. Now I'll unclick the slicer here so we can look at the entire market. The blue line indicates would indicate actual study data collected for that individual year, while the red line is the trend line built with the least squares method, while the gray cross-hatched bars indicate how far the actual data deviates from the developed trend. And again, we can further refine this. We can look at individual categories within segments or segments as a whole, be it industry, be it a particular industry. Now, the data that feeds this chart is in the Trend Stats tab. And this essentially shows some basic statistical information about each data point on the chart. With it, allowing standard deviation, slope, rate of change, and regression analysis. And again, you can further refine your view as desired. The orange tabs are the actual database-friendly raw data offered to you, allowing you to import these into your own relational database. This tab supports competitive analysis, the base year database tab, while the trend database has individual historical and forecast dollar values that you can import, while the trend analysis shows the rate of change across time, year over year changes. The final tabs in the worksheet are these local analysis tabs. Now these contain raw data again, but they allow you to in this worksheet individual workbook, create your own quick charts or pivot tables as desired. If you want to go this route rather than import the data into your database, you can perform analysis using basic Excel tools here, should you desire. So that this tab would be for the competitive analysis, and the trend tab would be for historical and for forecast analysis. So that concludes our demo. This concludes our demo of ARC's MIRA Study Workbook. And if you should have any questions, I encourage you to visit our webpage at www.arcweb.com, or get in touch with a client manager here at ARC, and we can answer any questions you might have. Thank you, and have a great day.